What is going on? What is going on? It's a great day here on the Purple Pants podcast. And since Survivor News is on its summer hiatus, I figured what better time to get the one and only baby boy. We gonna have to retire the name Jack Atkins today, and we are going to introduce you to Chet Bond. Let's welcome back to the podcast the baby boy, Lil Brick, Chet Bond to the podcast. What's popping with you?
What's up? What's up? Yeah, thank you for the introduction. My alter egos. I mean, in the Survivor off season, I feel like I get sad. I get withdrawal symptoms from not potting with you and Wendell. So any excuse to jump on and talk is great, but this is especially exciting.
Yeah, it is definitely especially exciting because I feel like it's just in celebration of you. I feel like a big part of who I am is like showing love to my people, and my peoples aren't that many. Like I have a very tight knit circle of people that I consider like friends. And then there's an even tighter knit circle of people who I consider brothers. And Jack, you happen to be one of the people that has, while we were in South Africa, years ago, you have stolen my heart, and you are officially a brother to me. We do share the same mom, Christine Atkins, which while we are recording on her actual birthday, happy birthday to Jack's mom, Christine.
Happy birthday,
Uh,
Christine.
yeah. And we appreciate was it the loafers?
Yeah, she got me some loafers. She got
She
me
got Jack some
new
loafers, and mind you,
comforters.
Jack, the lore of Jack and Brice. Jack used to call me back in the day when he was still in his fraternity and ask me for outfit fits. Now I just get phone calls. Jack's like, my mom got me these loafers. Like, should I wear them with socks or not socks? I'm like, well, depends on the pants, Jack. But like, we definitely go raw, no socks, and some loafers.
Yeah, I don't know if I could rock them those. It does depend on the pant. It does depend
It
on the
does depend
pant.
on
I
the
don't know if I
pant.
have the right pants to go no socks, but I've broken them out once or twice already. She got me loafers. She got me a new comforter. She got me some dress
Oh,
socks. So
oh,
big birthday
Christina's
haul.
showing. Christina's showing out for the baby boy's birthday. But anyway, Jack, it's been a while since I've talked to you, even though we FaceTime a couple of times. Jack, what's your summer giving? What's it like? What's the heat in LA
I mean,
like?
LA, the weather's good as always. Sometimes in June we say you get a little bit of that June gloom in LA because of the water, but really no complaints. I mean, the temperature is
Jack,
pretty
you
nice.
lived in LA for a whole 7 months, and now you talk about we in LA talk
Only like
about
4
the
years.
June gloom. Like, okay, Jack,
Yeah,
let's
us
not
us
forget the
LA
truth.
natives know, like June rolls around.
Jack, you are
But
an East Coaster,
heading into July
Connecticut to
4th,
heart.
the temperature's looking good. It's gonna be a great time. So no, it's the weather's nice. The summer's been off to a good start. I had a big June celebrating my birthday, doing all this stuff with Chet Bond, and then also just staying busy with work. So I'm excited to see. We've got some fun July 4th plans, and we'll see
Oh,
what the rest of summer holds, Bryce. I don't know.
yeah.
What's your summer giving?
My summer is giving hibernation,
Simple
rebirth,
decadence.
simple decadence. I have started running again. I am back on my meal preps. I'm trying to, get my body together so when I
Hey.
go on tour, I could let it go. But no, I've really just been working. And it feels so good, Jack. I mean, Jack knows this because every time we record now or when we are on tour and Jack visits us, Jack's like, hey, Brice, I've got to step away for my COB work call. And I'm like, Jack, that's me,
POB.
6 a.m. Well, we say COB, close of business, but you could
Oh,
say, what is it? EOD, end of
the
day.
EOD, yeah.
Yeah,
Stevie
so
Escalada.
since Jack's in the workforce, I've just been really taking advantage of not having to travel every Tuesday, come back on a Thursday, get into an argument with Jack or Wendell, or me and Wendell be in a fight and Jack not know it during a
I don't think we
podcast.
got any. I don't think we got in any arguments this season, Brad. Me and
We
you.
had we had no we had some maybe some light disagreements, but no. I mean, because listen, at this point in
It was
time,
just you and
Jack,
Wendell.
yeah, just me and Wendell. It's so funny because Wendell and I would literally be in heated fights and we would still have to podcast, and Jack would have no idea. And even if you watch some of the older Survivor News podcasts from season 48, like episodes 9 and 10, you can see Jack being like, uh, everything okay here, guys?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's like when mom and dad get into a fight and you come out of your room and the vibe
Not come out your room. But I'm screaming. But listen, we are here, Posse, because one, I miss my brother and I wanted to see what he was up to. But I have to say, I was very sad at the end of Bryson Wynn Tour 48, Jack and his featured film, Chet Bond, License to Kill. They did a premiere in New York City. I wasn't able to make it. Christine made it. Wendell made it, and I was super, super jealous. But you know me, I stalk Jack, every story that Jack be posting, and if anyone knows the Jack Atkins lore, you know he'll post a photo on a plane, like, or in his comforter, like, and with a crazy caption. And Jack posted recently to his story that they're releasing Chet Bond, License to Kill, in
to
series
kill,
on
license to chill.
chill,
I only
not
correct you
chill.
because there's a little
Oh no,
you know,
there's a lot to that.
well, we don't want to get in any legal trouble with the bond.
We don't want to get into any legal troubles, but it is definitely licensed to chill. Um, and they released in a 4-part series on YouTube, 5-minute episodes, 4-minute episodes, and I was so excited to watch it. And I watched the first 2 episodes, thought that they were hilarious. And then I want to say later this week or later in the previous week, I was like, I'm gonna watch these all as a featured film. And I text Jack and I was like, Jack, I'm getting ready to watch all 4 together. And just want to make sure the posse can hear me. Of course, Jack is one of my closest friends. He's like a little brother to me, and I'm not trying to glaze him. You know, the young kids say glaze. I'm not trying to hype Jack up, but I have to say, Purple Pants Posse, I was not ready for the amount of laughs, the awkward silence, the hilariousness that Chet Bond's License to Chill in this sneak preview that I have offered, or that is offered to me, that I got a chance to watch. I was not ready for how bad I was laughing in my bed and cracking up. Like, obviously, Jack is funny. Obviously, Jack is smart. Obviously, Jack is handsome. Obviously, Jack is talented. Of course. And so I'm just going to watch to support. But the shit was funny. Like, the shit was fucking, excuse my language, hilarious. And the way that I describe Chet Bond, License to Kill, it's like a Hangover movie meets James Bond meets The Office, right? Like, it's dry. If you like dry humor, if you like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, if you like what's that other it's another HBO show, I'm forgetting the name of it. It'll come back to me. But if you like dry humor, if you like it is funny AF. And it shocked me to the point where I'm like, is this Jack? Like, this not Jack no more. This is Chet Bond. It is. I implore my Purple Pants Posse, if you love your baby boy Brice Izyah and you have to love the baby boy Jack Atkins, I need for you to go to Jack Atkins' Instagram and click the link in his bio and watch this 4-part series. You will not be disappointed. I need to know, Jack.
Yeah. Thank you, Brice.
Absolutely. Like, no, thank you, Jack. I remember. So let's get into the lore of Jack and Brice. I feel like I'm Jack's older, yet younger, more attractive and handsome brother. I remember when Jack was still in his frat room. The room was dark. There was no ceiling. He had a Taco Bell water bottle / cup. always at the end of his bed. And I remember being like, oh, Jack. I remember saying to Jack, what are you doing after college? Because I want to have these conversations.
Mm.
And Jack's like, I'm thinking about moving to LA. This is right after the circle. And I had some concerns. And as any older brother, as any parent, like I want the absolute best for Jack. I don't play about my Jack Atkins. And, Jack said, like, hey, I'm thinking about getting into acting. I'm thinking about sports management. I'm thinking about managing, doing these different things. And I just was concerned because I visited LA. I know LA. I've heard LA stories of people like, not going to LA with a plan. And sometimes LA can eat people alive if they're not built for it. However, my baby boy Jack got to LA. Not only was he working, he's taking acting classes, he's doing these things, he's meeting people. He isn't using his 15 minutes of fame from the circle to just be a celebrity. He's making connections. Like at this point, Jack is more ingratiated in the Survivor community than Wendell and I. Like people know me because I'm friends with Jack from the Survivor community. No, that is no lie. Jack from season 46 on, people know me because I'm friends with Jack. Like, and that's a fact. And so, like, no, that Jack, that's the truth. You know it.
No, that's nice of you to say. But no,
Jack,
everything else I appreciate it. But
Jack, who do you watch Survivor with every Wednesday with?
Like Zach Wertenberger, Austin and Amanda, Brando.
What's Amanda's last name?
Perost. But they all that I wouldn't know them if it wasn't for you to begin with. So somewhat.
Jack, in the great words of Say, loud and wrong. No, Jack is a real one. You meet Jack, you love Jack. You see Jack on the podcast, like that's his energy. And again, I'm not trying to glaze him because I take any chance to roast Jack, but there are certain times that you have to uplift and show love to your friends and family. And I was really blown away watching Chet Bond. It was so funny in the ways that I'm watching, and something will happen. And then a minute later, I'm connecting the dots and I am cracking up. It's literally so much fun. And I have to say, we've seen Jack before in one of his first feature films, Little Brick. And I have to say, and I've seen snippets of Little Brick as well, but the budget increase, like you like action packed, romedies. The budget for Chet Bond is, it's up there. Jack is doing stunts. He's doing a lot of things. And I'm sorry, I'm glazing. And guess what?
I appreciate it.
You can call me a donut this episode because I am a glazed donut. But I do want to know, tell us about Chet Bond, Jack.
Yeah, where should I begin? I don't know. I appreciate all the love too, Brice, because Brice called me the other day as we were getting ready. And I had to say, Brice, slow your roll, save it for the pod. But he was showing so much love, and a lot of times when you share something with friends or with family or whatever, they're never really going to tell you if it's bad. So you kind of have to read between the lines and see if someone's like really enjoying it. And I could tell Brice on the phone that you truly really loved it, and I could also tell that you just understood so many things that we were going for, so many of those little jokes, things like that, and you defined the genre combo perfectly. That's kind of what we said when we were planning. It's like Hangover meets James Bond meets The Office, and that's kind of, you nailed it.
Wow.
So I appreciate you seeing the vision, and you're someone who instilled in me early on that you got to give your friends their flowers. So I appreciate you doing that, and I'll be there with some flowers for you too. When you go win second chances or whatever it might be. But where do you want to start? What do you want to talk about with it?
I want to talk about you initially. How did you apply? What was the process like? And again, I also want to serve as this podcast for these upcoming actors that are looking for roles. Like, how did you stumble upon this? What was that process like?
Yeah, this is really fun to talk about because obviously we always talk about Survivor, and that's maybe my favorite thing too.
We know.
The only other thing that would be up there would be acting, and that's not something I've really gotten to talk a lot about. So the writer, director, producer of this project, all the same guy, my good friend Blake Sherwyn. He cast
Shout
me in
out
my
Blake.
first acting gig ever a few years ago as like a minor character. We became fast friends. We stayed in touch. We always bounced ideas off each other, and then we had the idea for Lil Brick, which was a short film that was the first lead role that I ever did. That was super fun. We did a lot of festivals with it. Got some good views. It's also up on YouTube. It's only like 13 minutes if anyone wants to check it out. Um,
You should.
we did that, and that went really well, and we enjoyed it. So we kind of became like a dynamic duo. And so with this one, he had this idea for this pilot, like a TV pilot, which became Chet Bond, and he wrote it with like me in mind to be the lead. So it's very fortunate, especially as an actor. Like, didn't have to audition or anything like that. Like,
Wow.
he wrote it for me. He's the man. Like, if it wasn't for Blake, I wouldn't have done half of the things that I've done, and would not be where I'm at with the acting stuff without him. So, but yeah, he wrote it. I helped him make a couple minor tweaks, but he's a great writer and producer and director. And then yeah, we filmed for um we filmed for 8 days in December, an 8 day stretch. We filmed 7 of the 8 days, and then we
Wow.
filmed the last little bit for 2 days in March, and then we had a cut by like the end of April/May, which is a pretty quick turnaround also for a project like that. But yeah, it's basically to summarize it. Like, just it's out on YouTube. You can find it through the link in my bio, but you could also just go on YouTube and look up like Chet Bond License to Chill. And it's a pilot, so we're hoping to pitch it as like a TV series concept. But in order to pitch it, we just shot like the first episode basically, and we released it on YouTube in mini parts, just kind of as like a algorithm strategy, you could say, because we're like, to watch part one, the whole thing is like 29 minutes. But that could be a lot. Like, you don't necessarily, you
And
see
it's not
29
though.
minutes on YouTube, you see 29 minutes on YouTube, you might be a little scared. So it's like, all right, here's part one. It's like 6 minutes. Go get your toes wet the whistle a little bit.
Wet the
And if
whistle.
you don't like it, then then it's 6 minutes. You can waste your 6 minutes, and then if you do like
It's
it,
not wasting.
which means
And
we hope you like it, and then you're gonna be like, oh, part two, part three,
And you don't
part
even,
four.
when you watch it, you don't even got to click the button. Just wait the 4 seconds and the
Yeah,
next episode will absolutely play. Sorry, I
yeah.
don't want to jump in, but
Oh, I
like,
appreciate
yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah.
it's an easy watch. It's so much fun. And again, I'll be honest, I was like, okay, I just want to watch to support my friend. After
Mm,
the first clip, I'm like, where is the next one? I get to the end and I'm like, I need to see the rest of this. It is so entertaining and it's such a fun watch. And again, when you say The Hangover, you say The Office, you say these shows, right? Like, you can watch them at work.
mm,
You can watch them after a long night. It's not much that you have to invest.
yeah,
Sometimes with
the
these
easy
TV
watch.
shows, right, like the Game of Thrones, you gotta
Yeah.
invest. You gotta know the characters. You gotta like, this show feels Jack so familiar. It feels
Mm,
like I know these characters. And I love the fact that you said that you worked with Blake, and shout out to Blake, but
mm,
you worked with Blake on Little Brick. And I'll be honest, Jack, and yeah, like I said, I love the roast Jack. Some parts of these clips on YouTube, I'm like, bitch, this is Jack. Okay, like if you watch Survivor News, this is Jack. Like, there were so many moments that I'm like, this role has to be written for you, because
yeah.
everything that Jack is a scholar. Jack is smart, but Jack's a frat boy. Okay.
Mm,
Jack, last time I came to LA, one time, I said, Jack, I gotta come back because I'm a mama bear. I gotta clean your apartment. Okay. Because I don't know how you live in here. Then I came back to clean his apartment. Jack woke up the next morning as I'm cleaning the apartment. He's like, I thought I was getting robbed. So you just gonna let them rob you, Jack? Like, it's such a fun, lovable character. When you read the script, Jack, how much of Chet Bond were you like, wow, I can add my Jack Atkins isms to this.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about him writing it for me is that he's envisioning me in his head when he's writing it, and so he knows kind of like how I'll speak or how I'll deliver a joke, which is great. Also, working with him throughout the whole process on writing it, like he wrote 99% of it, but he runs different jokes by me or will ask me for some notes, and so there's certain lines in there that I came to my mind when I was reading through the script, and he's so great to work with. Blake is so great to work with because he'll be like, "Oh, that's like," he's really receptive to my input, and so he'll take like a joke and throw it into it. It's something that I know like I'll be able to deliver that because it came from my mind. Um, yeah, it's interesting because a lot of the couple roles I've done, I agree, like they do feel very much like me, and there's sort of that dilemma with acting, I think, where it's like you're supposed to transform and be someone totally different, but I also think the best roles that like the roles that anyone's going to do best that is going to be something that feels like you know what I mean, and you could put your own little flavor into it and really embody the character. That's kind of why it feels like you. um and so yeah, like I remember with Lil Brick, we played at a festival, and after the festival, and also obviously I think Lil Brick less like me probably than Chet Bond because Lil Brick's like tatted up rapper. I mean, still some
But
similarities.
can you not rap though, Jack?
I mean, a little bit,
Yeah.
but someone came up to me after and was like, "So, like, do you do any acting? Like, that was good. Like, you should act." And I was like, I was at like that was that, but I took it as a compliment because it's like they didn't even realize I was acting. They just thought that's who I was. To me, that's a sign of a job well done. If the person just thinks that's
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? Um, and so yeah, to me, it's a weird combo because it's like, but I never want to seem like I'm acting. So if it just seems like it's me going through the emotions that are presented to me at any time and a little bit different character tweaks, um, I think that's fun. But I think to really embody the character, it should kind of feel like you at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Or I've done a little musical acting in my time and some acting, and sometimes it's like in any role that you get, whether it is you transforming into something else, right? Like you have to use your own personal
Yes.
experiences
Yeah.
and emotions to bring out different things. And which is funny. I know Jack doesn't we are, if you're watching and you watch Survivor News, we all know Jack doesn't like spoilers, any of that. So I don't want to give too much away of the premise, but there is one scene, and of course, when I had to call Jack to glaze him up, pause. um,
Whoa.
there is a funeral scene
Mm.
during Chet Bond License to Chill that put me over the edge. Like when I just say just everything about the funerals, everything about the funeral scene put me over the edge. And there's just 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 Chet walking up, Chet talking. There were so many things. And again, I'm trying to be a good friend because I know Jack doesn't want me to give anything away.
Well, yeah,
But
little tidbits is totally fine. I mean, yeah.
there's just a funeral. And at any funeral, they open up for people to speak. But
Give some
sometimes,
words.
but sometimes at funerals, like, you should be invited or the family should want you there.
Mm.
And that's all I will say. But Chet is there and
Yeah.
Chet speaks. And there are so many funny things. And I was not surprised to learn that as I'm telling Jack some of my most funniest moments, Jack's like, I improv that. And I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
it is those little nuggets
Mm.
that make this so funny. And again, like you're watching it and you're like, did this MFer? So I'm just gonna
You can
tiny
give it. Yeah, yeah.
spoiler.
This doesn't spoil that much. Like, yeah.
Okay, but so Chet is speaking, and so they asked if
Yeah,
anybody wants.
I jump into yeah to give context because I think I know what you're about to go to is it's my boss's it's a funeral where I am not necessarily welcome at, and I decide to interrupt to give a eulogy basically, and so I
But
go yeah.
Chet is being heartfelt, and that's the thing where it's like you. Chet is annoying, but Chet is authentically himself. And if
Yeah.
anyone knows authenticity or like loves people that are authentic, it's Chet or it's me and Chet. And so it's just Chet goes up to speak. It is his initial interaction with the priest that is speaking. And then as Chet is at the podium trying to get comfortable with himself, he realizes there's a Bible there. Why would there be a Bible at a church or anything? And Chet calls the priest back to be like, hey, homie,
This is
you
all
forget
you.
this? When I tell you, I hollered. As an actor, Jack, when you are kind of sort of improving, and
Yeah.
also Baby Boy Jack has done the work while he's been in LA. He's gone to improv classes. He's taking acting classes, okay? Like he's a trained professional, period. But in those moments, what is that like when you have a clearly we see this is a full production. This isn't like anything little. Chet Bond, License to Kill is a full production when you have the crew there, these other actors, and you take on this role. What is it like when you're like about to improv or you improv a little bit? And not only do you do that, they make such a big, big impact on the audience.
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, it's improv somewhat, in the moment, but also sometimes it's things that, truthfully in my mind reading the script, I'm like, "Ooh, it could be kind of funny to do this." Now, in that moment, I didn't really know there was gonna be like a Bible up there, so that wasn't pre-planned at all. But the beauty of it, especially working with Blake and this team that we've worked a lot with, is that you build comfort, you build camaraderie, and trust and confidence in each other. And I think it really also depends on the moment. Like, sometimes, like you just showed a picture of me harnessed up in this big like frame. Those are difficult shots to get. They literally had people like hoisting me up with the ropes.
Ooh.
To me, that's not like the time to improv because you kind of get that done in a couple shots because there's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts. With this funeral scene, uh, it was one of my favorite days to shoot. We had a long day to get a lot of different coverage, as we call it, like different camera angles and views of different people and stuff as this funeral eulogy sort of unravels. Um, and so that day, I probably gave that funeral speech 10 to 20 times. And so,
Wow.
uh, you do it straight a couple times, just kind of like how it's written. And then, especially having a good relationship with Blake, the director, he allows me to just play around with it. Like, it will literally, once we get enough of the like how he kind of wants it, he'll literally just be like, do whatever you want. Like, you don't even have to do the lines if you don't want. You can just play around with it. Um, and sometimes, or I'll have an idea and I'll be like, hey, is it cool that I like give the Bible back to the, he's like, oh yeah, I like that. And then once it works once, then you just kind of keep that in the rest of
Added
the time. And now
in.
it kind of becomes part of the script as you move forward. So uh yeah, I think it's moments like that though that like give it a lot of life and like make it fun and feel more real. You know what I mean? Like just those little human quirks and behaviors that you can't necessarily like write down all the time.
Absolutely. And I feel like we're 28 minutes into this podcast. And Jack, give us a synopsis of what is. We know it's like an office. We know it's like the Hangover. We
Mhm.
know it's like these type of things. But tell us actually what Chet Bond
Mm.
License to Kill is. Give us the premise.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's a independent TV pilot. Narratively kind of feels like a short film, but we are pitching it as like a TV show concept. But to that point, it's like you can watch the pilot, and I think it because a lot of pilots, it's just the first episode, it might leave you on a cliffhanger. This is going to give you that full narrative arc. I feel like with that beginning, middle, end, you're going to get closure on everything that happens. But we are pitching it as a TV show. So the concept is James Bond's fresh out of college, like frat boy son who kind of directionless in his life, a little bit clueless, but very, like you said, like authentic, earnest. And because of my dad's connections, I get a job at essentially the CIA, like an American intelligence agency, as like a junior agent. And the show is shot like documentary style, following me and all the shenanigans and antics that I get into as a new worker at this agency when I'm just a complete disaster and should not be a spy by any means. And it follows, yeah, just kind of everything I get into and all the trouble that I cause, but also like the good things that come out of it too, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. And that is a great synopsis of it. And the thing about it is, and I even relate it to life where sometimes it's like we're put in positions where sometimes, is it Stockholm syndrome? Is that like, is
That
that,
is a thing. Yeah, is that what you
no, maybe not Stockholm syndrome, imposter syndrome.
Yeah, yeah,
I think they're two different things.
yeah.
Imposter syndrome is a real thing where sometimes you're put into positions. It reminds me of like almost like Chet reminds me of me being on the beach at Survivor
Mm,
when I got there. And I just felt like I know I belong, but I feel like the moves that I'm making aren't actually like they're not landing. But in the
mm,
grand scheme of things, if you don't just look at my Survivor experience, but if you look at everything, it really does land. And it's like Chet might be a fuck up. Chet might be a little party boy. Chet might, be all up in the girls, like to gamble. I mean, sound like Jack, but Chet. But
mm.
but Chet at the end, the cliffhanger that we live, the cliffhanger that they leave us on, baby. If you ain't team Chet Bond by the end of this limited 4-part series that's available on YouTube now, then you a hater. Cause it's like, sometimes we are put in positions where, we might not actually fit, but we do possess
Yeah.
the ability to be that. And we have to believe in ourselves. And I feel like at the end, Chet took some things into his own hands and he really
Mhm.
believed in himself, just
Yeah,
like Blake believed in Jack, just
yeah.
like we as the Purple Pants posse stand behind Jack. And which is why I was so sad that I missed the premiere in New York. But when I had an opportunity just on my own merit to watch and support my baby boy from my bed, I absolutely loved it and was so proud of him. And I really want to implore, I'm not asking, I'm imploring the
Mm,
Purple Pants posse to support our baby boy in this endeavor. And again, shout out to the director, Blake.
yeah,
I've been in contact with him. They're going to take the 4-part episodes down
yeah.
very soon. However,
And we're
they
taking them down because we're going to be submitting to festivals and stuff, and a lot of times festivals don't like it. They want to be the ones to put it out first. So, as kind of a finesse to that, we want to put it up, give our friends and family and the posse a chance to watch. But in a couple of weeks, it'll probably be taken down for a while, just while we submit to festivals. But
So, Posse, Blake has given the blessing to keep it up because he knows we are filming this podcast in support of it. So,
mm,
Posse, I need for y'all to head to the official. Now, how you say his last name, Jake? Because Jake, I don't
Sherwin,
want
Sherwin,
Sherwin,
Blake,
the
yeah,
Blake Sherwin official on YouTube and the Chet Bond _ official on Instagram, and head over to Blake Sherwin on Instagram. And I need for
yeah.
y'all to tear them follows up. I need for these views on this Blake Sherwin official account of this Chet Bond. I need for them to feel the posse's impact
Yeah.
because we are a grassroots over here. Okay. We are small, but we are mighty and we're loyal. And Jack is doing his thing. And this is a indie project.
Mm,
Okay. This is from the muscle. This reminds me of Brice and Wynn, but we still in the muscle.
yeah.
And it really is such a great and rewarding project. And I guarantee when you watch this, you're going to be in these comments. Y'all going to be DMing Blake saying, yo, where part 2 at?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody work at Amazon, anybody work at Netflix, get in them DMs because I mean this with my whole soul. I can see this Chet Bond License to Chill on an Amazon. I can see it on a Netflix. I can see it on a Paramount Plus.
Hey.
Shit. I could see it on a Tubi because bitch, I've been getting into some Tubi movies lately. Like
Really?
yes, I can see it. And again, Jack, I am really so proud of you for taking
Thank
a leap
you.
of faith against, your dad, your mom, me saying, don't move to LA.
Yeah, they were supportive.
Well, we were worried. We're saying, get a
Yeah.
job in business. You got a degree in business. Get a job. Work a 9 to 5. And you said that's not what you want. And you and I have had conversations. Like you and I
Yeah.
have had, like, I've been like, Jack, are you sure? And like, kudos to you for following your dreams and
Thank you.
having
We're
even
working on it.
having this is a huge accomplishment. And this is only the beginning. But
Yeah.
again, I really am so proud of you, Jack. And
Thank you.
take us home.
Yeah,
Give us
yeah,
our
thank
last
you
call
so
to
much.
action.
I mean, even you taking the time to do this podcast with me, and you had this idea, and I was so appreciative of it. And if you're part of the posse and you're listening and you made it this far, I hugely appreciate you. If you're not that, Brice sent you to all the right places. If you're not that tech savvy, either YouTube, Chet Bond, License to Chill, or just go to the link in my Instagram bio, Jack Atkins 21. It's in the link in my Instagram bio. If you're having a hard time figuring it out, but yeah, really stuff like this in like the Survivor news. When you guys give your thoughts, it means the world to me. So whether you DM me on Instagram or you like the video and leave a comment, or even just go check it out, leave a review, DM me your thoughts. We're on Letterbox too. I love a Letterbox review if you're on Letterbox, but just let us know you watched it. Let us know your honest thoughts. And even if you made it this far, or even if you just watched the first part of it, which is like 6 minutes on YouTube, if it's not for you, it's okay. I appreciate you checking it out, and I hope that you check it out and like it enough that you watch the full thing and like love it. But yeah, I mean, the posse rides for us, I feel like, harder than sometimes our own people do, which is that's not even shade. That's just how hard the posse goes. So if you're out there, I appreciate you, and it would mean a lot for you to check it out.
Yes. Well, listen, you've heard it here first. This is Jack and Brice talking Chet Bond, License to Kill. Let's support our baby boy in his endeavor, because that's what life is about. It's about supporting and uplifting your friends. And that's what we're going to do here. Jack, thank you so much for
Of
jumping on
course,
the
thank you.
podcast. I already know that this is going to be picked up by some network, something. We're going to get a
Fingers
season
crossed.
2.
Fingers
Blake,
crossed.
get ready. You are very talented. And I just know Blake is talented, because if he met you and saw all that you
Thank you.
have to offer,
Blake's
it
great.
is no surprise. And
And
so,
I gotta give him. He writes everything,
wow.
produces everything, which means he pulls all the details and logistics together, and then he directs the project too. Usually, there's one or more people doing each of those jobs separately, so it's very impressive to me. And the other thing, I just want to mention,
No, come
if
on.
you like if you watch it and you like it on Blake's channel, we also have Little Brick, which is
Little
a
Brick.
short film. Honestly, my pride and joy. That I love that short film that we did, and that one total is only 13 minutes. So if Chet Bond's a little intimidating because you want to watch the whole thing, but it's total it's like half an hour, and you're like, hey, I'm just eating lunch. I got 13 minutes. Check out Little Brick answers the web's most searched questions.
Listen, well, I mean, the way you talk about Blake, is Blake married?
That's Blake is single.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if he bats for your team though, Brice,
Well,
but
I mean, listen, you gotta shoot your shot. Hey, Blake, and listen, introduce me to your
we need
cousin.
a filmmaker Zaddy calendar.
Listen, Blake will be right up in there. You got a brother, Blake? You got
He
an uncle?
does. His brother, he
Hey,
might be married
Blake,
too,
listen, the way Jack is describing to you, you might not get this reference, Blake, but the britches is moist.
I mean, he doesn't know the reference, but he'll understand what you
Oh,
mean.
I hope he does. But wishing you, Blake, and Jack nothing but success and the whole. And okay, I know we about to end this, but yo, the other thing that just surprised me, Jack, is that again, when I say The Office, right? Like, and we
Mm,
know how these confessionals are, like the actors that we have in this, phenomenal. Like, I
yeah.
feel like they are Golden Globe, they are Oscar winning actors. Some of like like your
Yeah,
boss.
yeah. I'm curious. What were some of your favorite moments outside of with the other characters?
Oh, my favorite moment was your boss, right?
Yeah.
Like your boss just being so tired of you and over with you. My other favorite moment, well, I don't like her. But the fact that I don't like her is why I like her. But Abel, what is it? Double O
Double O
Four,
Four.
004. Don't play. Wait,
No,
004. You,
no
I'm
spoiler.
004. You gonna have to see me in real life.
Oh,
And whoever 004 was working with, that guy, he gave me. Let me just pull up these
he was
photos because
fantastic. He was fantastic.
it like was giving me
Yeah,
world star.
he was
Like
great.
yeah, that's 004. Yeah, she a hottie, but she gonna have to come see me because I got issues with her. Okay.
Yeah, I
Because
got it. Yeah, and shout out to the whole cast. Really, like everyone was so great, like working, and it's so fun for me too. Sorry, but Brice, I hope you have time. I'm happy
pop
to keep
off.
chatting. Yeah, just working. Like this is the biggest production I've been a part of, and being the lead in it. There was some pressure, but it was such a
I'm sorry,
privilege.
being the what?
The lead. Um,
Okay,
and
okay.
yeah,
Y'all hear that?
because
The lead.
Little Brick, I basically it was just me. So it was a great production, but you're not interacting with all these other actors. And being a relatively new actor, I got to work with actors on this who have been in the business for 20, 30 years
And
and
they
picking
give it.
their brain while we're just hanging out, during in between takes and stuff and just learning from them and just getting their wisdom and interacting with such great actors, on and off camera was really awesome. So that was like one of my favorite parts of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's again why I love why one of the other reasons why I loved it so much is that like these are seasoned actors. You can tell, like, and again, Jack, you're an amazing actor, but I loved the levels, the how professional some people's roles lead. So how it really ties in all together. And again, the greatest thing that I say, it's like The Office. It is so funny. It's such
Yeah.
an easy, fun watch. And it's so fun that by the time you get to episode 4, you're invested. Like you're like, yo, Blake, what's up? Yo, Blake, drop your brother number and drop the rest of these episodes because we need to see what's popping. Okay.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah,
it really is.
I appreciate you like noting that because I do think it's a pretty easy watch. There's a lot of stuff now. It's like certain movies or shows. If you're
Such
watching, you gotta like
commitment.
lock all the way in and like really pay attention. This like the more you pay attention, you'll pick up on little things. But this is one of those things you could just be chilling with your friends. Maybe you're smoking and you're just chilling out or whatever. And it's just I think Blake, a lot of what he wants to do is like those early 2000s comedies that used to
I
be
wasn't
so
born,
popular, like
but
Super
I've
Bad
heard.
and Pineapple Express.
Yes, yes.
So many of those. We don't really have a lot of those anymore. And sometimes they're a little bit like edgier, and maybe that's kind of been lost in the culture these days. And comedies just don't get like the funding that they used to. And so we're trying to bring back those like that hangover type comedy that you can just sit down and watch and have a lot of laughs and like it's chill. So I'm glad that that's how like the experience that you have, Brice, because that's
Yes.
every comment you've given me on this podcast and before is like everything that we were going for. Like it felt like it landed exactly how we wanted with you. So
No
I'm glad
glaze,
you
all
get it.
real.
I'm glad you get it. Right?
Yes, it is. And that's why I'm saying my posse gets me. And this is just like you're at work, you're at home. Like it's just, you want to put something in the air, you want to wet the whistle. It's just something
Mm,
to kind of like it just an alternate reality that you
yeah.
could just have feelings on. And so again, Jack, I am so proud of you. I'm wishing this nothing but success. And I already see a season 2. I already see a network picking it up. I'm big on manifestations. I just
Mm,
filmed the Purple Pants Premonitions for July.
yeah.
That's coming out tomorrow. And it was really big on speaking intentions. And I just want to speak intentions to you, Jack, that
Thank
like
you.
you are doing the right things. You are on your way, and this is a
Thank you.
milestone. And
Yeah.
I hope that you
And
receive
I want
nothing
to
out
say I
of it.
want to share like just something good that has already come out of this. Like I just signed with new management. I'm starting to do a little bit more work with a new agency. That's pretty. The both the management and the agency are very reputable places. So I already feel like this is helping take me to the next steps in my career. So I'm very excited. Hopefully we can do more with Chet Bond festivals, pitching it, maybe get it sold ideally. But even everything that's come out of it so far, like all the love, the people that have enjoyed it, and then this new team that I'm working with, I feel like is really going to help me take that leap. So I'm manifesting for the future, but also I feel like some of those manifestations have already, you know, um, planted their roots a little bit and are coming to fruition. So things are, you know, it's a grind out here, but I appreciate and like, yeah, things are moving in the right direction. I always say, like, slow, especially with acting, not to get too philosophical or preachy, like,
Come on.
with acting or like any goal or dream, I feel like I always say slow motion is better than no motion. Like, as long as you're taking little baby steps, it might take a long time, but you're going to get to your destination, you know? So whether you're just doing like one small thing a day, one slightly bigger thing a week, a month, a year, I feel like everything builds on itself and like gets the snowball rolling. And so I feel like things are, the work I've been putting in, I feel like is finally, you know, gaining a little bit of momentum, which is a good feeling. So
slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. I like it like that when you do it like that. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. So okay, Jack, name the artist.
Can I get like a multiple choice?
Okay, it's a 2000 artist. They are a part of a big time group. They may have had a single like "Girl, you look good, won't you back that thing up? You a big fine woman, won't you back that thing up?"
I know both of the songs.
Slow motion.
It's not like
it's not the lead artist of so it's not Lil Wayne.
No, I know.
Okay, let me see if I can give you another one of his hits.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. I'm not Googling that. I'm just making sure I say the name right. Hold on.
You need a project chick. You need a hood rat.
It's not okay. I mean, I have a guess that's like it's a group, like a guy group.
Okay.
It's not Run DMC, is it?
Oh, Chet.
But that's like I know that's different. So that's like an early 2000s. Like
Chet, no. Run DMC is like the 80s. Okay.
For me, it's all the same. That's before my time. So.
Juvenile.
I know both of the songs. I don't know that group.
You know Juvenile.
Well, like I know their music, but I would not. That name was never. That wasn't floating around in my head.
Jack.
We'll Run DMC.
Well, listen, you didn't say Mary J. Blige or Destiny's Child, so that's a step up.
No, I knew I knew the vibe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but listen, like Jack said, slow motion, and we're going to slow motion with Chet Bond, Licensed to Chill. Check it out now. Support your baby boy. He's doing big things. We have the very unique opportunity to see Jack as he blossoms. And so thank you, Jack, for allowing us to be a part of this journey. And thank you for jumping on this podcast, Purple Pants Posse. You know what you got to do. Let's check out and support Chet Bond, Licensed to Chill.
I'm trying to do like there you go. That's like a heart, right? That's terrible.
I'm
gonna keep it classic.
Yeah, Jack and Chet Bond mode. All right, we're out. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you soon. Survivor News will be back.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple